What if I told you there is a nation where nearly every citizen has access to over $340,000 in collective wealth, yet you'd struggle to find anyone flaunting their riches? Welcome to the World Documentaries, where we explore the extraordinary stories shaping our planet. Today, we journey to Norway, a land of stark contradictions that challenges everything we think we know about prosperity and happiness. This Nordic kingdom controls 1.5% of the entire world's stock market through its $1.9 trillion sovereign wealth fund, yet its citizens pay some of the highest gasoline prices on earth and adhere to an unwritten cultural code against ostentatious displays. How did this country build one of the most successful societies in human history by deliberately rejecting the very symbols most nations associate with success? The answer reveals a profound alternative vision of what national prosperity can actually mean. Foundations of contentment. Norway consistently ranks among the world's happiest nations. But this designation doesn't mean Norwegians walk around grinning constantly. Instead, their contentment stems from something more fundamental: the absence of perpetual anxiety about basic survival. Healthcare, education, and personal safety function as guaranteed baseline conditions rather than privileges to be won or worried about losing. This creates a psychological foundation that most societies can only dream about. This systematic removal of fundamental stresses creates what researchers call low baseline anxiety, a state where individuals can focus on personal growth rather than constant crisis management. Trust in institutions runs deep because these systems consistently deliver on their promises. Nature remains integrated into daily life as a balancing force rather than an escape destination, fostering equilibrium that transcends temporary mood fluctuations. Studies show that Norwegians report high life satisfaction not from momentary pleasures but from sustained security and communal support. The oil contradiction. Norway's modern prosperity emerged from massive oil and gas reserves discovered beneath the North Sea in the late 1960s. Rather than allowing this windfall to create immediate wealth for a privileged few, the government established the Government Pension Fund Global, now valued at over $1.9 trillion as of 2025. This represents approximately $340,000 for every Norwegian citizen, creating genuine collective prosperity that benefits current and future generations alike. Here's where the contradiction becomes fascinating. Norway achieved a remarkable 96% electric vehicle adoption rate in 2025, while simultaneously remaining one of Europe's largest oil exporters. They've made gasoline cars prohibitively expensive through taxation, not dramatic bans, while building comprehensive charging infrastructure before resistance could form. This pragmatic engineering approach toward environmental transition reveals a national character that values functional solutions over performative gestures. The country exports fossil fuels while ensuring its own carbon footprint shrinks year after year. Sir Nils Olav, a cultural statement. At Edinburgh Zoo lives Sir Nils Olav, a king penguin who holds the rank of Major General in the Norwegian Royal Guard. This isn't whimsical theater, it's an officially recognized military title passed down through generations of penguins bearing the same name. Promoted to Major General in 2023, this penguin receives formal military inspections complete with honor, guards and ceremonial protocols that mirror those given to human officers. To outsiders, this ceremony reads as charming absurdity, but within Norway's cultural framework, it represents something deeper. The knighted penguin serves as gentle commentary on hierarchy and status, demonstrating that a society can maintain formal traditions while refusing to take them too seriously. It's a nation comfortable enough with its identity to elevate a flightless bird to high military distinction, revealing cultural confidence that doesn't require validation through conspicuous consumption. This playful relationship with authority reflects a broader Norwegian tendency to balance respect with humility. Oslo, capital of restraint. Oslo reveals its character not through grand monuments but through deliberate restraint. The 13th century Akershus fortress still guards the harbor with heavy, unembellished stone shaped by the need to endure rather than impress. Nearby, the Oslo Opera House rises from the fjord, with sloping white surfaces that invite citizens to walk across its roof, deliberately erasing the boundary between public space and cultural monument. This architectural democracy sends a powerful message about accessibility. This architectural conversation between medieval fortress and modern opera house illustrates Norway's core philosophy. Collective investment matters more than individual display. Streets feel clean but not obsessively polished, movement remains unhurried, and public spaces prioritize function over impression. Wealth here manifests through reliability, maintenance, and the conspicuous absence of urgency rather than through height, noise, or exclusivity. Even the wealthiest neighborhoods eschew gates and walls, reflecting the deep-seated belief that shared spaces should remain genuinely shared. Engineering survival. The 12th century Borgund Stave Church demonstrates how Norwegians learned to survive by understanding their materials intimately. Viking-era carpenters assembled this structure almost entirely without metal nails, relying instead on precise joints and wooden pegs. Every beam anticipates seasonal swelling. Every connection allows the building to breathe with moisture and frost, revealing an architectural philosophy built on negotiation with natural forces rather than domination. This wisdom emerged from centuries of observing how wood behaves, Dragon heads carved along the roofline blend Norse mythology with Christian symbolism, showing how older beliefs were absorbed rather than erased when Christianity arrived. Inside, thick walls and narrow openings create an atmosphere resembling a forest interior more than a cathedral, intentionally reflecting the environment people already understood. This building endures not by resisting time but by working with it. The church stands as testament to the principle that understanding limitations often produces more lasting solutions than attempting to overcome them. Landscapes that demand respect. Norway's dramatic landscapes don't just inspire awe. They fundamentally shape behavior and philosophy. Preikestolen, a flat rock plateau rising 1,970 feet above Lysefjord, features no railings or safety barriers, forcing visitors into immediate awareness of their own mortality and insignificance. The 27-hairpin turn Lysefjord Road and the suspended boulder of Karagbolten similarly compel respect through unmodified exposure to natural scale. These places remain deliberately unchanged, trusting visitors to exercise their own judgment. These formations exist without explanation or human intervention, preserved in their geological honesty. Trolltunga extends 2,300 feet above Lake Ringdalsvatn, shaped over millennia by ice and pressure rather than design. Reaching it requires 8 to 12 hours of hiking across exposed terrain, ensuring that experiencing such places demands genuine commitment rather than passive consumption. This philosophy of minimal intervention extends throughout Norwegian environmental policy, reflecting belief that nature's value lies in its wildness, not its domestication. The Arctic frontier. Far above the Arctic Circle, Svalbard represents Norway's most extreme expression of pragmatic adaptation. Permafrost prevents traditional burial, so those reaching life's end must be transported elsewhere, a policy shaped by soil conditions rather than belief. Beneath the frozen ground sits the global seed vault, storing duplicate seeds from agricultural regions worldwide in a facility designed to function without power for decades. This vault represents Norway thinking in geological timescales about humanity's future. Polar bears outnumbered humans here, making armed escorts mandatory beyond town limits. This isn't symbolic wilderness. It's regulated reality where nature maintains dominance and human presence exists only within clearly defined margins. Buildings remain low, roads end quickly, and systems simplify to what can be locally repaired, demonstrating that even Norway's wealth cannot override fundamental environmental constraints. Life here operates under rules written by ice, darkness, and predators, not human convenience or ambition. A blueprint for flourishing. Norway's story challenges fundamental assumptions about prosperity, happiness, and national success. This is a country that discovered immense oil wealth yet chose long-term collective benefit over immediate individual enrichment. They've created one of history's most successful societies not through competition and display but through cooperation and restraint, proving that true strength emerges from reverence for natural limits rather than their conquest. Their approach suggests that sustainability and prosperity aren't opposing forces but complementary goals, from knighting a penguin to protecting humanity's agricultural heritage in an Arctic vault. From medieval stave churches to cutting-edge environmental engineering, Norway demonstrates that we can build prosperous, content societies without sacrificing either planet or dignity. The question isn't whether other nations can replicate Norway's specific approach, but whether we're willing to learn from their fundamental principle. Collective well-being sustained over time creates more genuine prosperity than individual excess consumed in the moment. Perhaps the real lesson is that choosing less can actually give us more. If this exploration of Norway's unique approach to prosperity has given you a fresh perspective, please subscribe to the World Documentaries for more thought-provoking journeys around our fascinating planet. Like this video if you found it valuable, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you visited Norway, or does your own country practice similar philosophies of collective well-being over individual display? We'd love to hear your experiences and perspectives. What lessons from Norway's approach do you think could benefit your own community? Share your insights with our global audience in the comments, and let's continue this important conversation about what truly makes societies flourish.